What's up, my knockouts? Welcome back to Kiki's Cooking Show. Okay, guys, so this part's going to go a little fast, but I would put it down below. So first, what we're going to need is some chicken strips from Gardein. And all we're going to do is just saute those into our Mexican cooking sauce. It's traditional Chipotle sauce. And the Chipotle and roasted garlic seasoning. And I just eyeball the pan with a little oil. And I'm putting it in there now. And that's what I'm doing, is sauteing it. So what you're going to do is saute it until it gets soft enough for you to break it. Being that it's actually not real meat, you can break it with the fork, with the spoon, but you have to saute it so that it can be soft enough for you to break it. So that's what I'm doing now. Make sure you keep checking on it. And what I did, I put my stove on medium high. So you just have to keep checking on it. And once it starts getting that saute on there, you just add your seasoning. You don't want to add the seasoning as soon as you put the meat in there, because sometimes it'll burn the seasoning. To that soft point that I did mention, you could go ahead and start breaking it up into small bite pieces. Mine was a little bit on the bigger side, but we're making sofritas right now. Sofritas are really small, so you can actually, make it smaller, or you can mush it up if you wanted to. If you mush it up, it'll cook exactly like sofritas would cook. But I didn't want to take that step today, so I just broke it up. Okay, so that's how that's looking. Again, you can make yours into finer bite pieces so that they can look exactly like Sofritas. And now what you're going to do is add your Sofrita sauce. I got that from my local Walmart. You can get it from anywhere, but just add a little bit of that, and we're going to let that marinate on there as well. And I didn't add a lot because I don't want it soupy. I want it to stick to the Sofritas, but I don't want to make it really wet. See, that's what we're looking for, but we're going to keep cooking that. Okay, and what I was doing back there was just boiling my brown rice. I went ahead and boiled that, and I'm just straining it right now and rinsing it off with cold water so that you can start the cooking process. And I just recommend, if you're doing this same time you're cooking your Sofritas, just keep an eye on it if you have it on a higher temperature. So what I'm doing right now, I have a 3-bean mixture of kidney beans, pinto beans, and black beans. And I'm going to actually cook that with some sweet corn. So I'm going to put that in a pot all together, and I'm going to boil it. Y'all don't laugh at me on this part because it took forever to try to get that can open. And I did not drain any of the liquid out of the beans nor the corn because I want that flavor to stay on it. And I'm gonna boil that inside of that liquid. So that's what that looks like right there. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little of our chipotle seasoning inside of that so that when it boils together, it'll have some of that chipotle flavor. Our Sofritas are about done. Once the Sofrita sauce starts sticking to it, and you see that the texture and the look that you would like to achieve, kind of like that right there, then you can take that off the stove. Now, what we're going to do is do our ground beef. Actually, I have the grillers crumbles that we're going to be using today. And I just put a little water in the bottom of the saute pan. And I am adding the entire bag because this will be a meal. You can either use this for our entire family that's eating probably about 4 people, it can feed, or you could do it for yourself if you're trying to meal prep for a couple of days. So I have the stove on about medium, and I'm about to get everything I do need to go inside of that. Okay, again, putting some more Chipotle seasoning on there. And I'm putting a good bit on there because I want this to actually enhance a lot of the flavors out of that. I also use some smoked paprika to give it kind of a smoky taste to it. So I recommend really seasoning your ground beef mixture, your beef crumbles, of course, if you're vegetarian or vegan. And what you will do, you'll just cook it down until it's pretty fine, and it gives you that ground beef kind of look. As you guys can see, it's looking pretty good. And that's what it's looking like. It's looking kind of like ground beef. So I'm just, trying to make it a little finer because I like mine to actually resemble the ground beef. I don't like it in really big chunks. So that's what I'm doing, just making sure that every little piece is actually broken down. Make sure you just keep, well, I won't say mash it, but make sure that your bean mixture is cooking properly. And just keep a check on that too. So that's what I'm doing right there. See how that's looking now? And now what we're adding is our traditional Chipotle sauce in it. And when I tell you guys, this sauce is so good. It makes it resemble the actual ground beef and Chipotle taste from the Chipotle franchise. And I did say earlier that I put that sauce inside of the Sofritas. That is false. I did not put that inside the Sofritas. I only put the Sofrita tomato-based sauce in it. So please disregard that. But I put that in the ground beef mixture. And now I do have 1 key lime. I'm going to cut in half and squeeze that, just a little of the juice inside of the ground beef mixture. I don't know what it does. It just gives it that extra oomph that we're looking for. And I squeezed it that way because I didn't want any of the seeds to get inside of it. See that, guys? Now I'm just going to strain some of the liquid out of it. And after I strain some of the liquid out of it, I'm going to check back on my beans. And we'll be back when I actually put everything together. So there you have it. That's everything. We'll be back. Okay, guys, so this is how we're going to put it together. First, we're going to place our brown rice down. And you can do as much as you want. It depends on your family size or how much you eat. Next, we're going to put our bean and corn mixture down. And I am straining that liquid out. I don't want a liquidy type of Chipotle bowl. So I am straining some of that liquid. And then we're putting our ground beef mixture. And y'all, it smells heavenly in here. Heavenly. Now, we're putting our Sofritas on the side. I didn't want to put that on top of the ground beef mixture. I wanted to put it on the side, and I just used a little bit of it. Okay, and I just rinsed off some romaine lettuce that I'm throwing on top of there. I don't like the stems that much, so I'm just removing some of the stems. Now what we're doing is adding some jalapeños on there. I love jalapeños. They give it that pop. Guys, when I tell you jalapeños will do it, they give you that pop. Okay, now this is four Mexican cheese that I'm using. I'm sorry that you can't see it, but that's 4 Mexican cheese that I am using to put on top of there. Next is our sour cream, and I'm a big sour cream lover, so I put a heavy hefty on there. Okay, and last but not least, our Chipotle sauce. And this is actually a Taco Bell Chipotle sauce. I got that from my local Walmart as well. And I just put a little bit on top, not a whole lot because I don't know the actual flavor to it. And there we have it, our Chipotle Bowl, made by yours truly. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you would, please give me a thumbs